The phone rang and it said it was Spike, and I was relieved to see his number come up on the phone, and I picked it up and I went, "Spike," and he went, and it was a police officer.
It was quite busy and there was a car, and I saw the car and I went around the car and I hit the wall. I couldn't control it, I was not in control at that point, and I was going really, really fast at this point. And I remember sort of coming off the board. There's a feeling of just like, this is it.
On that day I was on Helimed 55 at our North Wheel base when the phone rang for a male who'd hit their head, was unconscious after a skateboarding accident. So then we landed, so we went to the ambulance, knocked on the door. When we assessed Spike, you could tell from his level of consciousness that he'd banged his head and probably had some form of brain injury. We decided that's why we needed to perform the emergency anaesthetic that isn't normally available at the roadside and transfer him to the major trauma centre.
And then they took me to resus to see Spike, and I was warned how many people would be there, but Spike had a team of about 40 doctors. I remember sitting on the floor, and then I remember looking up, and then the air ambulance lady being there, and she had all red and she held my hands, and that was something that I remember. And she knelt in front of me and she said, "Your little boy's really poorly," but because I knew that she'd been with Spike and then she was with me, and that was really comforting. Spike's injuries were a traumatic brain injury with swelling and bleeding on his right frontal lobe. That affects your emotions, your inhibitions, your control and impulse control. He's been very, very lucky with his recovery, and from what I was told at the beginning to now is quite unbelievable. Spike had a 3% chance of surviving that night. The quickness and the speed of the air ambulance saved Spike's life.
So when someone has a brain injury, time is of the essence, and bringing the emergency anaesthetic to the roadside rather than the delay it would have taken to get it at hospital is quite important in preventing any kind of secondary brain injury that could have occurred.
I did significant damage to myself. The fact that they could come and stop it from getting worse and save my life is just such a massive thought and thing to do, and I'm really happy that I'm in the position that I am now to tell it.
They save people's lives. They reduce the amount of disability that people could have from these original accidents. They're able to give people their lives back, give their families their lives back. They're just so important to people that have these sorts of accidents. He wouldn't be here without the air ambulance, and we are really, really grateful to have Spike back.
I just thought, oh, my life's over. This is it. I've gone down this hill, I've made a mistake, I can't change it. I'm not destined to go anywhere with my life, but I am.
He's back at school part-time. His GCSEs look promising at the moment, but there is no pressure to take them. And then he'll go on to college and hopefully into further education. His recovery has been remarkable, and that is thanks to the air ambulance.
It's really fantastic when patients come back to the airbase, and it was brilliant to see Spike up walking about with his mum, coming back for a visit and being able to chat to him about the day and the incident.
I knew he didn't have a helmet on, but I didn't expect him to be going down hills quite like the one that he's been down.
Everybody should wear a helmet because it's such a small thing that you think, oh, it'll make me look weird and oh, it's really uncool. But no, you need to wear a helmet.
Before Spike's accident, I didn't realise that Essex and Herts Air Ambulance was a charity. I thought it was funded by the NHS. I thought it was a standard emergency service. It's not, it's all charity run, and it's such an important charity. It saves people's lives.